expression that reaches more deeply into communities, brings people in and let them know this is a still strong run on the ladder to success and upward mobility. I believe in that, and that's why I'm looking forward to the opportunity to serve and to your questions concerning this nomination.
Thank you. Just one brief question. I actually had two. Senator LaBelle may have some questions too. But, I understand that you are a registered Latinist. Is that correct?
Yes.
How will you work to avoid any conflicts of interest that may arise? Do you see any that may arise in that dual role that you would have?
Madam Chair, I foresee none, and that's because for 5 years as a member of the MTA board, I've been very scrupulous and careful about that. If a member of my firm represents a firm that comes anywhere near us, as soon as I know about it, I advise counsel and recuse myself from the vote. I'm too old to acquire any new bad habits. I'm comfortable with my existing ones. And one of those bad habits is not stepping over that bright line that I see.
Thank you very much. I'm going to defer to Senator LaBelle and then I'll have a follow-up question.
I just want to say all of the nominees that will be coming before us were very extensively vetted in the Higher Education Committee. This is an issue that was discussed, the conflict area, and Mr. Ferrer gave the exact same answer almost to the word.
Thank you.
Yes, Senator Savino.
Thank you, Senator Young. I'd like to again congratulate you for your appointment. Certainly, I've known you many years. I know your talents, I know your integrity, and I think you're going to be a wonderful addition. I will say the same thing to you I'm going to say to every one of the members when you have to be appointed to the CUNY board. There is an issue that is a particular, that I have a particular affection for, and that is the Murphy Institute for Labor Studies. There is a new commitment from the Chancellor, and I know Jay is sitting behind me, to make the Murphy Institute a full school in CUNY, no longer an appendage to the School of Professional Studies. So I would just hope that you would be, whenever you have the opportunity to be supportive of the Murphy Institute and that expansion, that you would keep that in mind. It is becoming a true university of study for labor studies workers, and it's very important to many of us here in the Senate. It's funded every year, but we really want to see it flourish. So congratulations in advance. Just remember that Murphy Institute, very important.
Thank you.
Thank you. The only other point or question I may have is there has been some concern recently about anti-Semitism on some of the CUNY campuses, and it's my understanding that CUNY is looking to take some steps to addressing the problem. But I was wondering what your thoughts were and what would be done to make sure that we don't have any kind of prejudice against any particular person or group in the CUNY system.
Senator, I don't think anyone has to explain to me or anyone in this room or anyone in America today what the impact of hate and bigotry means. We all feel it. You cannot avoid an exposition of it anywhere you go. But I'm a firm believer that in any educational institution, elementary school, middle school, high school, college, university, that campus must be free of intimidation or threat of violence. That's the baseline obligation that a university system certainly owes its students and its faculty and its staff. And I'm certainly in agreement that we take every step appropriate to ensure that level of confidence for our students and faculty and staff.
Thank you. Yes, Senator Burns.
Thank you. I just want to follow up on that point because there is a dialogue, and the dialogue is oftentimes we look at bad behavior or inappropriate behavior, and defend it as free speech or free expression. And yet, I appreciate the point that you made that no one should have to be exposed to harassment or attack, especially when they are attending school. And so, in that context, and given the fact that there is an ongoing effort at CUNY that has now been ongoing for months with no resolution, when you do get confirmed, I would ask that you take every effort to try and expedite that review so that appropriate steps can be taken to protect those on campus who have been the targets of circumstances. Thank you.
Anyone else? Oh, sorry.
I actually don't have any questions for you. I think many of us from the city of New York know you very well in many of the past roles that you've played. And to some degree, I think for all of us here, the vetting has already taken place by the public after years and years of your commitment to different assignments in public service. So I said it in the higher ed committee, and I'll say it again. Now I think this is an excellent nomination by the governor to the committee board. I know that Mr. Freer is going to be as committed to this job as he has been to the others as many of us have seen him over decades without wanting to sound too old. Over decades in New York City public life.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Senator.
The question is on the nomination of Fernando Herrera as a trustee of the City University of New York Board of Trustees. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Congratulations.
Thank you.
The next person appearing is Myra Ramirez Garcia, who is a trustee of the City University of New York Board of Trustees.
We took longer, you might have.
Hey, good to see you.
So, because, we're trying to move things along, we certainly appreciate your comment. Why don't you just say a few words about yourself and maybe a goal of what we'd like to do as Board of Trustees member. And again, welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the opportunity. I really appreciate it. I'm thankful to even be considered and be a part of this board. I'm only here because of the opportunities CUNY has afforded to my family, as many families around New York State. My parents came in, they're first generation graduates, both of them teachers. They have this opportunity because CUNY afforded them the accessibility to what is an education in the future. And today I get to sit here having this opportunity to do so. What are some of my goals for CUNY moving forward is to be able to keep that accessibility, for the students that are coming in. I mean, it's such a huge hub for immigrants that are coming in. The community colleges opening the doors for them to continue to move. And then CUNY also has the ability to give people even more opportunities. I mean, there's some really competitive programs. City College has the architecture program that's very competitive to get into that. So to be able to continue to do that is something that is important to me. As soon to be mother of 3, I want to be able to give my children that opportunity. And then there's kids that want to go to school and want to be able to have an opportunity, and either there's programs that can help them, and then there's some that don't. To be able to have the ability to attend a school that's prestigious and that's going to give them what they need for the demand of the workforce, and that's important. So that's something that I would like to focus on if I'm able to join this board, as well as being able to make sure to have the time. I'm not on a lot of boards often because I like to make sure to invest the time that I have. So this would be the only board that I would be a part of, and I want to be able to give as much of my experience and support to not just the students, but as well as the faculty. My parents were also CUNY professors as well, and to be able to have that balance as well. But to be able to invest in what this institution has stood for so many years, and to be able to have it continue to stand for the future is something that I would be excited to be a part of.
Great, well, thank you. The question is on the nomination of, is it Myra? Myra Linares Garcia as a trustee of the City of New York Board of Trustees. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Congratulations. She is joined by her father, Assemblyman Linares, who next, we have Robert Monica on the agenda. Apparently he's tied up right now. I think we all know who he is, though. Known him for a long time. So the question is on the nomination of Robert Monica. Oh, yes, Senator Rivera.
This is for the folks that were in the Higher Education Committee. They already heard, so I will be brief. I believe that in this case, I cannot be supportive of the nomination of Robert Monica. It is not that I doubt his intelligence, of his knowledge of many things, but I believe that the role of a trustee of a CUNY university should not be filled by someone who also has a responsibility for both designing the budget of the state of New York, which includes CUNY, and ultimately his principal in that case is the governor, which he serves very well and ably, and I have no issue with that. I do believe, however, that a CUNY Board of Trustee member, if he or she has other responsibilities in the case, for example, of Fernando Ferrer, we spoke about earlier, he has the ability to recuse himself as a lobbyist when there are votes that need to be taken. I believe that but a lobbyist has particular clients that don't always deal with government issues. In this case, that is not the case for someone that designs the budget for the state of New York. For that reason, I do not believe that this is an appropriate place for him to be, and I will be forced to vote against the nomination.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The question, I'm sorry. Did you want to speak? Yes.
Just in response to my good friend Gustavo Rivera's comments, Senator Rivera, there is a long history of educational institutions within the state of New York. As a matter of fact, our land-grant college, Cornell University, has as its ex-officio members of its board of trustees the Speaker of the Assembly and the Senate Majority Leader. That was put in law by the creators of the institution, and there is a long-term historical spirit of cooperation and better understanding to promote better understanding in having those people with those responsibilities entrusted with the maintenance and vision and continuation of our land-grant college. I certainly understand your immediate concern. However, I think that what has worked for Cornell University very well over time, and it's not just Cornell University, it's our New York State's land-grant college and university system, that having those people with knowledge in those positions made sense. And so certainly I respect your opinion, as always, but I wanted to present a historical fact that has been part of our educational system for now almost 160, 70 years.
Senator Martins.
Are they voting members?
Just one last point.
Ex-officio is different than both.
Just a point, and then again, obviously I respect Senator Rivera's position on this. But like in all things, including every person who came before us today, if there's going to be a conflict, it is incumbent upon them, as it is incumbent upon anyone in public office, to recuse themselves. And I certainly expect that Robert Mojica would exercise that good judgment. I've had the opportunity to work with him. I think we all have had the opportunity to work with him over the years, some more so than others. And certainly I would trust him to be able to recuse himself when he sees that there is a conflict. And I certainly trust his judgment. And so I will be voting to support the governor's nomination in this respect.
Thank you, Senator Martins. Senator Spahn.
I think this was a clarifying point that I was going to ask. Someone might have not directly, I think, might directly to the chair. Our understanding is that the fiduciary duty of a board member of CUNY is to the CUNY board and to the institution, not to any outside appointment they might have at any point, right? So while the appointment is made by the governor, while his employment is with the governor, or an arm of the executive branch, while sitting on the CUNY board, is it absolutely clear that this come up in the higher education committee meeting, that fiduciary responsibility while sitting on the board is exclusively to the institution, not to the employment or the appointment?
That's correct. That's correct.
Thank you for that clarification.
Thank you. Thank you. Senator Stavisky?
Yeah, I'm troubled by one other aspect. I think every CUNY trustee who has been nominated has been asked the same question. Do you have enough time to spend, to devote to membership as a trustee of the, not just as a member, but also to serve on a committee? And I'm troubled by the fact that he is not appearing here today. I will vote for the nomination, but I think the record should show that this is an area that should be carefully reviewed by each prospective appointee, that they have the time to devote to serve their services. I think everybody was asked that at the higher education.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Lavelle.
The issue of conflict was vetted for about an hour on the candidate, and he answered the question of understanding his responsibility to CUNY. He understood the responsibility under the Public Offices Law, and I think that this issue has been exhausted in terms of questioning the nominee. So, as chairman, I would like to move the nomination
Thank you.
of Robert Mojica.
Do we have a second? Oh, thank you. Well, we'll have Senator Mazzoli second, if that will go to your comment and call the question. Go ahead. No, he seconded the nomination.
Thank
so.
you. I was with some of my colleagues here in the Higher Ed Committee, and yes, we did that for an hour. And in fact, I do think I was the one asking the fiduciary question of each candidate. I think the one structural difference for Mr. Mojica is his day job description is to oversee the budget of the state of New York. CUNY is so dependent on the budget of New York that the issue of can you remove yourself from any vote on the CUNY board that might be a conflict, I raised the concern that I'm not sure there's any decision that the CUNY board would ever make that wouldn't be potentially a conflict with the fiduciary responsibilities of the day job to the governor. On the other hand, I made the argument then, and will vote for Mr. Mojica tonight, I think it's tonight, because on the other hand, he will perhaps be more educated about the crucial role of CUNY for the future of New York State, for the 500,000 students who attend, and can also potentially turn into a far better advocate for the university on the second floor where he does perform his day job. So I see the risk, and I respect Senator Gustavo Rivera's concerns, but I just wanted to highlight for the record, the concerns you're hearing and were taken up in Senator Laval's Higher Ed Committee was the fact that it's a very different structural job description in relationship to the fiduciary responsibility of the board than I think anyone else. And I believe that Senator Stavisky before just wanted to point out the positions on the boards you were describing, Senator Zolio, I don't believe those were voting positions. Well, this would be Mr. Mojica in a voting position on CUNY. So I am happy to move his nomination, but I think it's important for everyone to keep track of whether there was a concern here that we should revisit at some point.
Thank you very much.
Madam President.
Yes.
Chairman, I just want to add, because the response to this during the committee meeting, that the budget has many players, many components to it, and in the final analysis, we, the legislature, become a check and a balance to what goes on in this process. So it's not just the budget director making decisions. It is the governor, who is the main player there, and the legislature on the other hand. So I just wanted to bring up what went on during the committee meeting.
Excellent point, Senator. The question is on the nomination of Robert Mojica to the CUNY Board of Trustees. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Nay. Senator Rivera is a nay. So the nomination is proceeding forward. Ken Sunshine is trustee of CUNY Board of Trustees. Welcome. Thank you so much for appearing today. We appreciate it. Why don't you just, everybody's getting on a tighter timeline, so
And we can smell the food from here.
So maybe if you just, if anybody has any questions for Mr. Sunshine? Okay, do you have a question, Ruth?
Just a comment.
Okay.
You know, I had the opportunity to work with Mr. Sunshine on some legislative initiatives in terms of getting our no-fault divorce issues and some others, and I really just appreciated the kind of centrist position that he helped us to take. And so that I hope that in this process he will bring that to this position, and congratulations.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Laval.
I move the nomination.
Senator Laval moves the nomination. Senator Stavisky seconds. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Congratulations. William C. Thompson Jr. is trustee.
Billy, move the nomination.
Chairman, this is a very important position. Chairman of the City University of New York. Go through this. So we welcome Mr. Thompson here today, and I know that you have a long, distinguished career and a long record of public service. Does anyone have any questions or comments?
So I would like to make a comment.
Senator Laval.
The bar is very high because Benno Schmidt moved along with the chancellor at the moved CUNY from wherever they were to a place they are today, that everyone is exceedingly proud. I would say that Mr. Thompson, during the higher ed committee meeting, distinguished himself in bringing people together, showing he has the correct temperament to do the job, and continue the upward movement of the City University. So I for one, think very highly of him as the chair.
Let me say that we have previously confirmed you as chair of the Battery Park City Authority, which is in my district, and I want to say for those members here who may not have given another thought to
resume, it's as though he was prepared to be chair of the CUNY trustees. He brings an impressive background, but more importantly, I think he has the temperament to work well with other people. He understands the needs of everybody, particularly the students, and I think he will take CUNY into a new direction with 6, and now I think it's going to be 7 new trustees. To me, that's a great opportunity for it to become known as the Thompson years. So I congratulate you.
Thank you. Thank you, Senator. So, I need a nomination.
So
I move it.
Senator Lavelle would like to move, Senator Stavisky, Senator Little, Senator Thompson, Senator Squadron, everybody's on board. Yeah. So, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Congratulations.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
And our final occurrence today is Sandra Wilkin, as trustee of CUNY.
We waited all this time.
This is an extraordinarily streamlined and easy process tonight, and I know that the members may have a comment, but yes, Senator Thompson.
Just very quickly, I want to move this nomination. I've known Sandy for a while, particularly because we served together on the Governor's Advisory for Minority Women Business Development. And as someone who is a business owner in the state, but also one who has spent a lot of time helping and supporting other women to develop their businesses and to strengthen their capacity to do business with the state of New York, she comes highly recommended to me, and I'm very happy to be one to help to move this nomination.
Very good, Senator.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Anyone else? Senator Thompson moves. Senator Kaminsky, Senator Stavisky, Senator Lavelle, Senator Kruger, all second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Congratulations. Thank you.
Motion to stand up.
All right.
You know what? The last thing you need to do is people come forward and talk.
With the end of the school year, and then going into the summer,
It's going to be a public. All right.